You know, if you've been part of this channel for the longest time, you know where my stance is with video games. Enjoy your video games, ignore the criticisms, well, not ignore the criticism, but ignore reviews and stuff, because let's be honest, you may find one video game that you just dearly love. Like I love Mega Man Legends. Like that thing got bombarded with bad reviews, but as soon as I played Mega Man Legends when I was a wee little lad, that has been my most favorite game series of all time. Well, my favorite video game is what I should say. But my point being is that you should enjoy the things that you really do enjoy, and damn the reviews. But there's a certain point that actually is going to be extended, because for the longest time, the Pokemon fans have been saying that, you know, they can excuse all the problems because they enjoy the game very, very much. And I'm just going to say it right now, that excuse does not work anymore. Especially we're in current gen right now, where we've got stronger hardware like the Switch 2 right now, and you're telling me that you couldn't, I don't know, add more things to it and actually make it a better product for the consumer? Now, a lot of you are going to be asking the question, hey Gara, why are you making this video? Like, what's up, dude? Why are you making this video? Well, I'm going to go ahead and explain that real quickly. There is a YouTube channel that I do often watch a lot called SmithPlays Pokemon. This dude is, as far as I know, if I remember correctly, is pretty famous of taking old Pokemon games and improving on their imperfections and stuff. And to be honest, I have played all of his legacy ROMs, and let me tell you, he did a fantastic job along with his team, you know? But as soon as I saw this specific video right here, I thought to myself, no, this is not real. This video cannot be real. He cannot come out here and straight up defend Pokemon Legends ZA like this when he has just gone after the old games and just improved their imperfections, especially the ones that he's defending in the video that have been happening in the previous gens. So I thought to myself, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and make a video out of this? Why don't I just go ahead and entertain people and just kind of like, you know, dismantle his arguments and just create a discussion around this, you know? It's that type of thing that I like to do. But anyway, fam, besides all that jibber jabber right there, please make sure to go grab yourself a nice little drink and a nice little snack, because you know what? We're going to go ahead and dive right into this video.
So I've been playing Pokemon Legends ZA since Monday.
Why would you just come out and the start of your video and just straight up admit to everybody that you pirated this game? Why would you do that? Especially when Nintendo is in their hot copyright streak, suing streak going on right now. Why would you just freely come out and say, I've been playing Pokemon ever since Monday when the game released Wednesday? Why would you? Please, professional tip for anybody, do not admit that you pirated a game. You're gonna make yourself a target for the companies. I have seen it happen in multiple times to multiple YouTubers. Please just don't admit that you did it.
Over the last few days, I have been seeing an overwhelming amount of negativity towards this game, and I think it is broadly misinformed.
How could it be easily misinformed when there's videos out showing everything about this Pokemon game? And especially the trailers that came out before to confirm everything that's going on. I think everybody's kind of justified being negative towards this game, because let's be honest here for a second, this game is a dumbed down Pokemon Legends Arceus. Yes, I saw in the comment section in the previous video, it's not Legends of Arceus, it's Legends Arceus. I know, trust me, I know.
I have spent almost this entire channel growing an audience looking at Pokemon from an extremely critical lens.
Which honestly, this video really confuses me due to the fact that you previously criticized the previous gens at the pure fact that you needed to sacrifice a moveset for an HM so you could use it on that Pokemon to progress in the world. But the same recurring problem appears in this game again, but now all of a sudden you're defending it, which confuses me, to be frankly honest.
Has even probably got me blacklisted by Nintendo. So no, I am not a Nintendo shill.
Well, duh.
When Pokemon Sword and Shield first dropped, I indulged in the broad spread hatred that that game received. The animations were bad, the wild zones were kind of disappointing, and overall, yeah, it felt like a disappointment for what we were expecting on the Switch.
Well, see, here's the thing though. At least with Sword and Shield, you were able to go out, adventure around, discover Pokemon, just be out in their own element with the Pokemon. But now you're trapped in a city with lifeless areas. Yes, granted, I know some terrains actually change because of certain events that happen. But again, that's boring. It's just like, wow, I get to be around this short little area instead of indulging in the world and making a bond. It's just, it doesn't feel like Pokemon. It feels like this has been dumbed down for a smaller audience. I don't get it.
But for the most part, it was like, yeah, of course these aren't going to be the best quality games. They're on the DS, right? And when Sword and Shield dropped on the Switch, that one giant floodgate holding back this wave of criticism finally was released. And I think it's made hating Pokemon much more popular in the Switch era.
Do you know why the hatred for Pokemon has only gotten worse and worse and worse? It's due to the fact we've had controversies like Dex Exit or them hiding Pokemon behind DLC. It's only gotten worse because they made it worse for themselves. On top of that too, versus then and now, at least then Pokemon was like, what, priced at $40 or something like that? And like right now, it's literally priced at $70, and then the DLC is $30, so you gotta pay that, so that's $100 right there. And if you want all the Mega Evolutions, you have to buy the online membership in order to get in order to access rank battles. So that's another $20 on top of that. You have to spend $120 in order to get the full experience of Pokemon. How is that even fair to the consumer at all? Not to mention, too, that they keep ignoring the same problems that are progressively getting worse with Pokemon as time goes on. I mean, for crying in the sink, it's been years and years that we've been begging for Pokemon like the Chikorita evolution line to finally get a boost and make it viable within our playthroughs. Like, it finally gained the fairy typing with its final evolution, and its Mega boosts some of its stats too, which actually makes it more viable to have on your team. It's taken them years, and we have begged them to give boosts to other Pokemon to make them viable on our teams. Is it too much to ask for? I guess it is for Game Freak.
And I think because it's become such a popular norm, people have kind of turned off their ability to critically think, and it just feels like a lot of rehashing on old ground.
The foolishness of that comment is so deep, I can only ascribe it to higher education. You have to have gone to college to say something that stupid.
Have you been paying attention to like the criticism at all? Do you understand that the same problems are rehashing in front of us? Like the HM problem, it's back now. Like I explained earlier, it's back in full frontal over here. And literally these wild zones are dumbed down wild plains that we used to go out in Legends Arceus and go out and enjoy, or in Sword and Shield where we used to leave the city and go out in the wild and visit them. Now it's just trapped into this small little city to where we barely have any movement at all. That's the criticism, and plus a lot more criticism towards this game that is going on right now as we're currently speaking.
But that said, it's certainly not a perfect game, and I definitely understand people having frustrations with specifically Nintendo's practices, but I also think there is room to separate Nintendo from the gameplay experience itself.
How can we excuse Nintendo from the discussion when they're the people that gives them the hardware and the limited sources that they can work on a Pokemon game? How can we excuse Nintendo from this? This does not make sense at all.
It's not great. I find it to be a tricky argument, though. Is this Pokemon's fault? Is this Game Freak's fault? Or is it just kind of tough to make games with Xbox 360 like hardware in 2025. On the other side though, yeah, it sucks to have to buy a new console just to play a game in its optimized setting.
This is not a tricky question to answer at all. The big three, Nintendo, the Pokemon, and Game Freak, are the people to blame in this situation because they are the ones that say, hey, this looks good enough to us, let's go ahead and ship it out. On top of this too, another thing, it is not hard to design for like 360 hardware. Do you understand that? Indie devs do not have like the best graphics or the best mechanics at their disposal, but somehow in some significant way, these people actually make better products than the biggest grossing franchise in the world.
One thing I need to say is like, this game is running really good on the Switch too. The misinformation is fooling a lot of people who haven't played it yet, and they're seeing some random screenshot of someone playing on their Switch 1 in handheld mode and the worst possible framing, and that's just not representative of what this game is capable of.
No, you don't get to invalidate that criticism due to the fact that it looks better on the Switch 2. That doesn't make sense. Because if they wanted to make it look better, even more appealing to the community, they should have released it exclusively on the Switch 2. But no, they decided to release it on the Switch 1. So in technicality, it's their fault, and the criticism towards Pokemon Legends ZA and its many problems on the Switch 1 are valid.
Now, one of the other major talking points going into the release of this game was that it would all be taking place in Lumio City. This is kind of the second Legends game, right? The first one was Pokemon Legends Arceus, and it took place across Sinnoh, kind of. And before even playing it, people were saying, well, it's only going to be in one city. That's stupid. It's bad. So I think one idea that's really important to understand about game design is that big isn't always good.
We are not asking for like a huge, gigantic map like GTA 5 has. We're not asking for that. We're asking for multiple areas like you guys done with the previous Pokemon games so we could go visit them, explore the area, find new Pokemon, divulge in the Pokemon world, not in a city, in a captivated area where there's these little camps around here with Pokemon just running around. It feels like we're trapped. It feels like our freedom to explore is officially gone.
Tailored atmosphere with its width, but it was completely lacking in depth, whereas Lumio City actually does a pretty good job of this.
Lacking in depth? Are you kidding me right now? Do you understand the difference between ZA and Arceus right now? Do you understand that you went into the wild and discovered new villages, new people? You actually went into caves and explored. You even jumped into the water to discover new Pokemon. Or you would actually go and climb snowy mountains and just discover, there was a lot more to do within Pokemon Arceus than there is in ZA. In ZA, you're trapped in this little city over here where you could just, I don't know, jump on top of little buildings and jump on these little jungle gyms to capture what other item. How is ZA better than Arceus when literally Arceus is more close to Pokemon than ZA is? Really? Even the end game of ZA is lackluster compared to Arceus. At least in Arceus, you can actually go around and capture legendaries. Hell, your reward at the end of Arceus, when you complete the Pokedex, you're on the verge of completing it basically, you literally fight Arceus and you capture his ass. What do you do at the end of ZA? You do infinite battle royales and you go online to battle other people. Yay!
It just feels tighter. And I guess you could say, well, it's just one city. It feels the same. I don't know. I care more about what I'm doing in the space. Over my 30 to 4 hours of gameplay, I'm having a more fun time doing all kinds of different things in a place that is relatively all the same, more so than doing the same thing in different places. People also saying the city is lazy, you can't go into buildings. Yeah, I do kind of agree with that one. I don't think this needs to be GTA where you can go into people's apartments. You gotta ask yourself, from a game design perspective, what does that add to Pokemon? The answer is not very much.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Nobody is asking for the level of entering every single door like GTA. Hell, even in GTA, you can't explore the whole map and enter every single door. You cannot do that, because how do I know? Because I played GTA for years and I couldn't enter every single building. But we're not asking for that. We're asking for Pokemon quality here. And I don't think that's much we're asking for too. And if you're saying here it won't add much to it, are you kidding me right now? This goes back to the discussion of exploring the whole map, understanding the residents and everything, seeing the whole beauty of everything. This is what I'm talking about. Exploration. There is no exploration. You're just trapped in the cage in this little tiny city. Also, too, if you're a fan of Black and White, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remember entering a little house on a sandy beach area, and there's specifically a certain house that you enter and a certain music plays? You know who I'm talking about.
But you can't go in the shops. And you could even do that in X and Y. That is a classic, like, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of Pokemon thing that this company is known and justifiably criticized for. I've also been seeing people saying the music is bad. I'm sorry, in what world? Even within the incredibly high standard that Pokemon has set for its soundtracks, this is above average. Oh my, dude, it's great. The music is top tier.
Ooh, that is a flaw in your argument right there. See, that is what we call subjective. And right there, that is subjective to many other people. You might find it be pretty top notch, but many others, they won't find it like I do. I don't like the music in it. Hell, half of the time, the music doesn't even work on the Switch 1 version.
There's also been a lot of complaints about the story, and this is specifically one I think people are saying not having finished the game.
I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you right there, because literally throughout the whole game, there is no villain there for you to like antagonize you to move along the story. All it is that you're doing a battle royale, try to gain fame, and then just try to promote AZ's hotel. That's really about it. And then you get loped into taking care of megas, and then your partner takes out a loan to help promote ZA. It doesn't make sense. Why are we why are you taking out a loan when we're climbing the ranks and we're so close that you decide to go after loan sharks? Like, shouldn't the loan sharks be earlier in the, I don't know, in the story, trying to prevent you from ranking up all the way up so you could pay off your debt to them? Like, none of this makes sense at all. Like, where does the logic come into where this story is actually really good? None of it makes sense at all. Like, where's the driving force? Where is it moving it doesn't make sense.
This is one of the better written Pokemon games.
Then please explain to me how it makes like top tier sense when a Pokemon trainer, aka your partner over there, who's been pushing you this whole time to climb the ladder of the Battle Royale, and you're so close, like you're at rank D right now, mind you. You're at D right now. And you're so close, like you're 3 ranks away from getting the wish of whatever's going on. And then she decides to go to Loan Sharks and get a loan in order to promote this hotel. How does that make sense? What is this writing? It's like AI wrote this. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that's classic Pokemon, or that's really cringe even. And then later does something that recontextualizes it, and you're like, oh, okay, GG, Game Freak, that was clean.
None of this writing is good. None of it is unpredictable. It is predictable. You see the mission that I'm doing right now with my character that's conversing with Emma and Ivor, or whatever his name is? Yeah, we're looking for his little sister, okay? She has like gone somewhere and just totally just disappeared on this dude, right? And here's the thing though. As you're progressing through the mission, it's getting more and more obvious that she wants to get away from him and the dojo due to one simple fact that these guys in the dojo are creating so much noise and so much disturbances that the residents has been complaining nonstop to the city. So she has to go there and clean up the big problems that the big brother causes during the whole time. It is the most obvious thing, and it's just busybody work. That's it. It's stupid writing.
And while, yeah, even like the rogue mega fights aren't super hard, they feel like a serious obstacle.
Not really. I've plowed through those fights just by mega evolution my Pokemon and then just spamming attacks. There's no really thought process of doing any of this. Like seriously, that fight I had there with that mega Pokemon right there, I brought my not my Gyarados, my Heracross out and just spammed moves like continuously. And I have to say, within the 30 seconds of fighting that Mega, when I finally Mega Evolved my Heracross, I destroyed it. Like I showed you guys in my review with my Charizard. Like, I kid you not, this game is so easy, it's actually just an insult to your, your intellect.
And then I think the other like big overall complaint is like, well, this other video game does X and Y better. Yes. Again, it's Pokemon, you know?
Oh yeah, that. Bummer, huh?
That's your excuse? That you just cope about it and just say, but it's Pokemon. The poor state that Pokemon is and saying that it's just Pokemon is not acceptable at all. No, I'm just gonna say it right now. It is not acceptable because if the least popular out of the big monster capturing franchises like Digimon right here is doing better than what Pokemon is doing, you've got problems. Pokemon has left Digimon in the dust for years, but now since there's an anime, the cards and the new games are coming out, Digimon is starting to catch up. Digimon is starting to get recognized by more and more people. That is becoming a problem for Game Freak and Nintendo in general, because if this Digimon game right here actually makes, I don't know, Pokemon look like a joke, then there's a serious problem. And it's not just because it's Pokemon.
There's RPGs that do the real-time combat system better. There are games with better graphics. There are games like GTA that's more than a city and you can go in people's apartments. And I think those are all valid criticisms. And you as a fan deserve the right to criticize a game that you want to see be the absolute best it can be. And I don't want to refute those ideas because I think there is positivity to be had from said complaints. But listen, I'm a very long time Pokemon fan. And when I pick up a game, my number one thing that I am concerned about is just having fun.
See, in this context, you're not using it as a subjective thing that you're really enjoying the game, even though the flaws are a continuous problem. You're using it as a way to invalidate arguments that are going against this because you like the game. Well, I could use that same argument against you and flip it on your head. How about the people that don't enjoy the game? How about if they just don't enjoy the majority of the problems and that they need to go out on the internet and vent out to everybody saying, hey, these are severe issues with the game and I'm not happy with it. These are continuous problems that prevent me from having fun. So instead of joining our side and help venting us out towards Nintendo and Game Freak and the Pokemon Company to help, make this game better for everybody, you're only worried about yourself and a very selective few people that actually do enjoy this game. That's some advanced gatekeeping right there, and not the healthy kind.
And I'm just feeling like a lot of this criticism is momentum because hating Pokemon and hating Game Freak has become the norm.
And we've been pleading with them for years upon years. Please take your time with the Pokemon games. We'll buy them anyway. We just want better quality. We want more things to do in Pokemon. We finally want Mega Evolutions back, and we finally got them back, and they're just There's nothing special about them anymore. When we first had them, there is nothing special, and the hate that is going towards Game Freak, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company is actually justified because they refuse to listen to their own customers.
Like, yes, you can stare at a brick 2 feet away from you and complain that it doesn't look good enough, or you can just play the game and experience it.
Here's the thing though, they could go back to doing 2D art style and it would look gorgeous and it would probably play better and we would probably get better quality out of it than we are getting with the 3D version of this. Do you understand? Ever since we went 3D, it's only gotten worse and worse by the years go by. I don't understand how Game Freak does it. I don't know how they de-digivolve from it, but it just keeps getting worse.
Actually, no. This has been the most fun Pokemon experience I have had on the Switch. I don't know if it's objectively the best game, and right now I don't care because I'm just having fun with a franchise that is frankly very nostalgic to me. And the truth shall set you free!
And there it is. The only reason why it is fun for you is because it's nostalgic. Nintendo, Game Freak, and the Pokemon Company is weaponing nostalgia against you enjoying Pokemon. That is the only reason why you're enjoying this game.
One particular thing that I actually think was quite justified is in gameplay, a lot of people were saying like the wild zones look clunky, right? You compare this big, broad area in PLA to this, and it's like, yeah. And I think when you first go into this game, it's going to feel clunky. Going into my first playthrough, I didn't like it. I was like, I'm in this big city and there's just these like little tiny areas to catch Pokemon. I think that's something else that requires more playthrough to appreciate.
So let me get this straight. You enjoy being more trapped in a smaller map with smaller wild areas compared to Arceus over here, where you've got wild lands over here, where you're just running around discovering new stuff, discovering old ancient texts, you're discovering Pokemon in the water, discovering them in caves, you're discovering legendaries everywhere. That's better. That's really better compared to Arceus. Cap.
Also, can we talk about megas? I don't know, man. This one just bothers me. Like, people are so goddamn serious, and it's like, you can't have any whimsy in your life. If anything is trying to be unserious, it's like, you have to criticize it.
Again, this comes back to the point of subjectiveness. People aren't going to like every single design of every Mega Evolution. I don't like Victory Bell's Mega Evolution. I think it looks like freaking garbage. On top of that, too, I do not like Starmie's new design. They could have done better with Starmie's, and I know it was supposed to be a gag joke of a Mega Evolution, but do it with the joke Pokemon that you've made. There are plenty of joke Pokemon that have been made by Game Freak that they could have easily done it. But no, we had to pick Starmie for whatever reason and decided to do it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Do I think that Mega Feraligatr with his jaw up looks like him in a toilet? Yes, and I wish that head was down for a lot longer. But when that head is down, I'm like, okay, I get it. That's really silly. Or like the fact that Mega Meganium not only gets its really silly flowers, but like disco jeans. Listen, man, it's Pokemon. I like whimsy.
Except here's the thing though, with Feraligator's Mega Evolution, it doesn't look right for him. But with the Chikorita's evolution line, Meganium's Mega Evolution, it looks like it's appropriate for her. She has these beautiful flowers on her and she's got the little goofy little jeans on her. Like, it's perfect for her. But as for Feraligator, all he gets is a toilet seat on top of him? That's it? That's just pure laziness right there.
The battle system is snappy. The rogue mega fights are so much better than the noble fights in PLA.
And here we go.
Cap, Arceus has had a better battling system and better alphas. With Arceus with the battle system, at least my lock-on system locked onto one Pokemon I was specifically locking onto to get them and throw a Pokeball at them and get them onto my team. Versus playing this, my lock-on system has no idea what it's doing. It's having a stroke when I'm trying to fight a group of multiple Pokemon. On top of that too, the alphas. The alphas were so much better to deal with within Arceus. At least there was a challenge when you fight against them. At least there's a chance for you to capture them early enough if you were in the, in the range of catching them basically. But in here in ZA, the balls just bounce off. They just bounce off and go somewhere else. So it's like, to sit there and say that ZA system is better than Arceus is an absolute cap, because at least in Arceus you have more freedom to go ahead and capture Pokemon at your leisurely pleasure. But in ZA with the alphas, oh, you're screwed. You have to battle them in order to capture them. Because I've been trying to do that this whole time in ZA. Even though I'm over leveled, the Pokeballs just don't work. It just doesn't work.
I'm seeing a lot of people who haven't played the game yet, consuming content from other people online, framing it in a disingenuous way. And I don't really like that.
The only time a person's opinion becomes invalid in a situation like that is during the gameplay. If a person hasn't played the game and how it feels, how everything interacts with everything, and they they physically play the game, then you have a valid argument there. But if you're obviously seeing gameplay right here, where I'm obviously just spamming moves and just overpowering my enemy right here, then bit of a spoiler alert, you could come to the conclusion that this game is very, very spammy and very easy to play. Hell, there are times you could actually see the frame rates drop and you could just see like, oh, this game has some severe frame rate issues. You can't ignore that type of criticism. That's actually dumb.
I could hopefully be a trusted source to push back against more of that, like, just not critical gut hate response.
So after posting this video, you think you can be an ambassador against the hatred? All you've done is just fueled the fire to just fuel it even more. You've done nothing to address the the complaints that the people had about this game. There is nothing you have done to change people's hearts about anything. Actually, even more, you probably just swayed them more to like my side with people, you know? It doesn't make sense. Why you think you would be an ambassador of with this? It just, nah, it's not my cup of tea. I'm just gonna say it right now. And you know what, fam? Like I always say, just go out and game. Don't worry about reviews and everything. And if you thoroughly enjoy the video game, just enjoy yourself. Just go ahead, disconnect from the internet. Don't just go looking for trouble. Just enjoy yourself. That's it, because life is too small, you know, or I should say too short. My bad. But anyway, besides all that, thank you very much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And if you appreciate this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And hey, you know what? If you enjoy this type of content with me and my craziness, well, subscribe to the channel because I'll definitely be bringing more. But besides that, thank you very much for watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.